What's up, guys? It's Sean here with the TSOD show, and I've got an exciting new episode for you today. We're going to be talking all about this Daniel Defense DDM4V7, the California compliant version. Funny thing, which is actually not really funny, but I didn't break it. A friend of mine broke it probably within like 30 minutes of picking this thing up from the gun shop. So I wasn't super happy about that, but overall, I'm very, very excited, very happy with the weapon system, the overall build quality from Daniel Defense. Now, I've used Daniel Defense weapon systems products throughout my career in the military, especially in the special operations community. So I know the level of quality that Daniel Defense products provide. So I definitely wanted something for my personal AR platform, mainly for the range and maybe a little bit of competition work here and there. And I wanted something light. I wanted something that was a quality build and had a good name and backing behind it. So I went with Daniel Defense. Yes, it is a little bit pricey, just over $2,000 for this weapon system, but overall, I'm very happy with the quality of it. So let's kind of get into a little bit of a breakdown of some of the specs and different components that are on this rifle. Going to start off right here at the top. You can see we have the standard 1913 Picatinny rail, so that way you can mount, a multitude of different optics, whether it's, an aim point, EOTech, loophole, it really doesn't matter. You can mount just about any modern day optic on this thing, or you can mount an adapter to it and then mount the optic. For me, like I said, it's mainly going to be more for closer distance engagements. Again, range competition gun. So more than likely, I'm planning to mount an EOTech on this bad boy. So kind of going down from there, as far as the rail system itself, it's a free floating rail system. So what that means is the barrel does not touch the rail in any way. So if you're supporting this weapon in kind of like either a barricaded position, in the prone position, or on a bench, or whatever the case may be, the harmonics, right, the vibrations from you firing that round are not going to affect the barrel in any way in the way that round leaves. Now, if you had a non-free floating barrel where the barrel was somehow connected to the actual rail, then you could have issues to where those harmonics affect where the round actually travels and impacts, okay? So moral of the story is, free floating, in my opinion, is better. And I've seen it personally training people, shooting tens of thousands of rounds, what that can factor in versus free floating and non-free floating barrels. Okay, so it has Daniel Defense's proprietary M-LOK system here on the sides and on the bottom. So you would need an M-LOK device such as a forward grip or angled grip, or you'd need an adapter to mount some sort of, Picatinny style or 1913 style device on the sides or on the bottom, such as a light, laser, whatever the case may be. Up front, Daniel Defense or DD muzzle brake here, which kind of helps keep you on target, right? With the round traveling and the gas basically blowing out. It basically, helps to keep your barrel, your optic nice and centered in on that target from that kick or the rise, the barrel going up. So from there, we've got basically the charging handle. We're going to come down to that. So this has a Radian, I think it's like Radian Technologies, ambidextrous charging handle. So it doesn't matter if you're a lefty or a righty, you can basically be able to charge this weapon. From there, you've got Daniel Defense's H buffer inside here and buffer tube, as well as their stock. I like it. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Magpul's adjustable stock here, but it has that padding on the side. I don't know how, that's going to play as far as that goes, but overall, I like the aesthetics of it. So working our way down to the lower receiver, what I'm gonna do is just kind of pick this bad boy up and kind of show you a little bit so I can see what I'm talking to you about. So as an ambidextrous safety, so that means that you can flip this thing onto fire or safe from either side, or ejection port cover. So it's got the kind of a plastic ejection port cover here. I mean, I'm used to more of kind of aluminum or metal ejection port cover, but we'll see how it goes. From there, got the typical kind of M4, M16 style magazine release. And one of the biggest things about this weapon system and why I wanted this one specifically is and again, I could have gotten any other M4 and installed this particular trigger system in here, but just the overall weight and quality build. This comes with the Geissele SDG 3-gun competition trigger. The trigger pull, the poundage on this is somewhere in the ballpark of about 3.5 pounds. So this is strictly a competition shooting trigger system. So it is super nice. I'll go ahead and kind of let you hear how it sounds here in a little bit once I take it off of the stand. Let's go a little bit further into the kind of breakdown of the weapon. Daniel Defense's pistol grip, I mean, it's okay, nothing crazy here, as well as a flared magazine well for more accurate speed reloads. And that's kind of the down and dirty of this weapon system in particular. What I'm gonna do really quick is kind of take it off the stand, show you a couple more things, and then show you how we actually, or my buddy, actually kind of broke this thing. And it's a freak accident. I've never seen it happen before. I've done the same thing probably a dozen times or more, and I've never seen a part break off like this. Again, I know Daniel Defense makes some quality weapons, and it was just a freak thing. So let's get this thing off the stand. I'll show you a little bit more about it, some more of the California compliant stuff. Obviously, I live in the very gun restrictive state of California, so you've got to kind of work within the laws that they've established here in order to be a responsible legal gun owner. So one of the things I want to talk about when it comes to a California compliant gun that has features, right? There's kind of two categories. There's featured and featureless. So this apparently has AR, or as they deem it, assault rifle style features, which AR-15 actually does not stand for assault rifle, but whatever, assault rifle style features as the lawmakers have, labeled it here. So in order to make this California compliant with all the features such as a collapsible buttstock and a pistol grip and things like that, you basically need to have a fixed magazine. And what that means is you cannot depress the magazine, right, with these type of features in there. And then I'll talk about featureless here in a second, so it kind of makes a little bit more sense. So let's get this off the stand, and I'll show you a little bit more about it. So now we've got this thing off of the stand, and I'll kind of walk you guys through a little bit more about what I mean about featured and featureless. Okay, so in order for this particular AR to be California compliant with the collapsible buttstock as well as a pistol grip, it needs to have a fixed magazine, meaning that you cannot remove the magazine without basically kind of breaking the action of the weapon system or taking it apart. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So here's a typical, 10-round PMag that comes with the rifle from Daniel Defense. You can also get 10-round PMags that are full size. They only hold 10 rounds, which you can see right here. That's as much as I can press this thing down. So full size, 10-round PMag, and the California compliant 10-round only half PMag, or a third of the size basically. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and insert this magazine here. So this magazine is inserted, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to release this. Now, with the way Daniel Defense designed it, there's the magazine release has kind of like a shim here that only allows you to release that magazine once you've broken the action or basically open the weapon system. And I'll show you guys here in a minute. As you can see, I am pressing on this magazine release as hard as I can. I cannot release that magazine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull the rear takedown pin, and now I've just broke the action of the weapon system, opened it up basically, and now I can hit that button, and you can see it just kind of drops right out there. So for it to have features such as a collapsible buttstock, a pistol grip, as you can see right here, it needs to have a magazine that is not readily detachable via magazine release. Basically need to open the gun up or break the action in order to release that magazine. So let's talk about a featureless gun as California deems it now. Now, when California talks about a featureless gun, they're talking about a stock that is fixed, meaning that it cannot move, and that is basically pinned so that it cannot be adjustable. On top of that, it cannot have a pistol grip. So what you'll see is, you'll see some of the newer, California compliant rifles, AR style rifles, they'll either have what we call a shark's fin that basically has a piece of plastic that comes out from the pistol grip that basically allows you not to be able to fully wrap your hand around the pistol grip. So it kind of blocks you from wrapping that thumb around, so you kind of have a grip like this, which is kind of weird in my opinion. Or it'll have like a curved grip that comes out here, so you kind of grab it at more at a higher angle, which again is also kind of weird ergonomically as well. Not a huge fan. So with that being said, if you have either a shark's fin or some sort of cover preventing you from wrapping your hand around the pistol grip, or that curved or angled pistol grip, 45 degree, whatever they're calling it, as well as a pinned buttstock that cannot move, now basically you're allowed to have a detachable magazine, one that you can easily basically do your magazine reloads, remove the magazine, and it's really funky, guys. Like the mental gymnastics that they work around to kind of demonize the AR platform, it's insane. But those are the laws that were written and passed in California. So in order to be legally able to own and carry and operate a rifle in a safe manner, you got to comply with the laws. If you don't like the laws, hey, vote and change it, whatever. So let's talk a little bit about this Geissele SDG3 trigger, the one that I love so much. Before we do that, always want to make sure we know the condition of our weapon system. This is condition 4, meaning it doesn't have magazine inserted and no round in the chamber. Let that go home. And then now we can go ahead and kind of just hear and see how that trigger pull looks. So 3.5 pound trigger, barely have any pressure, and I'm just gonna, that thing is sweet, sweet. Go ahead and reset that trigger. And the trigger reset on this Geissele is like next to nothing, hardly any travel, and it's reset. I believe you're able to get 12 rounds off within like 1.6, 1.9 seconds. Insane, all right? I just love the feel and the look of this trigger. Go ahead and put that back on safe. It's got the Daniel Defense bolt carrier group in there. Number one, I like the feel, the quality of this M4, the DDM4V7 from Daniel Defense. It's coated in their mil-spec plus, so that kind of, you know, almost like a darker, flat dark earth or FDE color, just really, really dark. It's only about 7.4 pounds without the optic. All right, so very, very light weapon system as well. Allows you to really kind of drive this thing to engage multiple targets. Yeah, overall, huge fan of Daniel Defense's products and their quality. And that's kind of it in a nutshell, guys. So if you guys have any questions for me, hit me up in the comment section below. As you can see, it comes with this 10 round, at least for the Cali compliant version, comes with this 10 round mag, comes with this nice hard case. And this is actually kind of custom, because if you order just, you know, the typical DDM4V7 Cali compliant, I don't believe it comes in mil-spec plus. I think it's just all black for the most part, but you can, you know, custom order it and have it sent to an FFL. I ordered this roughly over 30 days ago. It just took a while because it is a little bit custom with the paint scheme, the trigger system, and a couple of other things. Would I buy it again? Yeah, I would definitely buy a second one for sure. So let's get to what you guys really been wanting to hear about, is how I broke this AR-15 on day one within like 30 minutes of getting it from the store. So I actually ordered this from Turner's Outdoorsman in Temecula, California. And I love those guys. Those guys are awesome. You can find a ton of gun parts in there, ammo, you know, different tools. It's just a great shop. Billy and Jose and all those guys at Turner's Outdoorsman are awesome. Anything that I need, those guys take care of me. They're super experienced and they will get the job done, or they'll order it in like they did for me with this DDM4. So check them out if you're in SoCal. Turner's Outdoorsman in Temecula, California. Freaking love that place. If I need something, more than likely they have it. Not too many times where I have to go and like shop online for stuff. So yeah, let's get down to how I actually broke this thing now. So right here, you have what you call the bolt catch and release, all right? It's kind of a little catch here with a little thumb, kind of like a little thumb handle that you can basically push down on it. As you're pulling back, you kind of push down on this and you catch that bolt. Now, once that bolt is pulled back, right? So I'm gonna show you really quick. Pull this back, push down on this. Now, the bolt catch is engaged. Now, if I want to release it, normally this would be mounted right here, and I just tap that, and the bolt goes home. But a buddy of mine, I'm not gonna name names. I'm sure he's gonna watch this video at some point in time. Decided to take a look at the trigger assembly from Geisley. And normally when I'm, kind of doing my functions check of my trigger, at least inspecting it, making sure everything's good, I ride the hammer home when I'm pulling the trigger, obviously on a condition 4 weapon system. I ride the hammer home so that way it just doesn't fly up and hit, and I'll show you guys here in a second what I'm talking about that. So anyway, open it up, pull the trigger, let it fly home. It basically hit the bolt catch and it popped this little thumb piece right off, right? So basically this rifle got broken within like 30 minutes. So let me kind of pull it apart and show you exactly how this happened, and hopefully it can prevent you guys from doing the same thing. Now, I've handled weapons for the last, 15, 16, 17 years, a lot of ARs, M4s, especially in the military and special operations community. Never seen this happen before, so I'm not sure if it was because of how thin they had to mill the bolt catch because to make it Cali compliant. That was the case. I have no idea. Maybe it was the Geisley. I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna show you exactly what happened and so you can prevent that from happening to you. So here we go. So normally, if again, I'm trying to clean inside my trigger assembly here or just, do a functions check on it, make sure everything's working correctly. Obviously, you're gonna flip your weapon off safe, and normally I like to ride that hammer home. Buddy of mine, again, not gonna name any names, just kind of let it fly. And I'm gonna sort of demo it without actually doing it. So I kind of basically took a lot of the force on that, but basically let it just fly forward. I'm not really sure. I'm guessing it hit the bolt catch right here and it popped this little piece right off, okay? So you can see, and yeah. So anyway, sent Daniel Defense an email asking basically if they could send me another bolt catch out and just kind of updating them on that being a potential issue to happen. Again, I've done it before many times, never had that happen. But either way, not a huge deal. Didn't completely like down the gun to where I have to send it into gunsmith to have it reworked. It's really just having them send out a new one, bolt catch, tap the little pin out here and drop that bad boy in. Easy day. So that's how it got broken, and we'll get it fixed. And honestly, the gun is still operable, right, in its current state. So I'm not really worried about it, but they should be sending a new one out any day now, hopefully Daniel Defense. And that is it. That's all I got for you guys on this episode. Appreciate you guys tuning in with me. And make sure you hit me up in the comment section below and stay tuned for more firearms related content. Peace.